Hello everybody, I hope you're all well. I just want to do a little look who we have today. Also, isn't this just the most precious, oh my god, the little most precious thing you've ever heard of? And like, look at that sweet little face. Oh my god, I love her so much. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, like that was like the Titanic. No, I love her so much. Like, I literally feel like I have a parasocial relationship with her. Not quite, but like, and like I'm just obsessed with Louise. Like, I cannot get enough. Like, literally, look. Like, she is just the most beautiful thing ever to me. So sweet, my best friend. Whatever. And I also haven't seen her in like actually it's been like 3 weeks. Anyway, so what we're going to be talking about today is our obsession with self-improvement and if that's actually a good thing or not, because something that I've been thinking about lately is I just finished school on Thursday. Today is Saturday, and I am someone who, and if you have anxiety, if you have OCD, like, or even if you don't, sometimes being left alone with nothing to do and no structure is like hell. Like, I know for a lot of people it's so nice to just like do nothing and just be. But I swear, if you leave me in a room alone with my thoughts, like, someone's gonna come out bruised. Like, anyway, so I've been thinking, like, okay, having some loose structure, things that I want to do every day, because I do want to read every day. I want to get outside every day, because I know that's really good for me. It's not, and you know what? All the things that I'm gonna do are things that you do not have to do. Like, because we just assign, like, moral value, where if someone's like, I want to meditate every day, I want to exercise every day, I want to read every day, I want to, like, society is like, woo. But, like, I think we also need to make space for ourselves to do absolutely nothing, because that's kind of what the holidays are for. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, like, having some days to, like, not really do shit. And so I'm trying to, like, find some balance between those things, because there are some things in the, like, self-improvement genre of activities, like reading, journaling, going outside, like, drinking a lot of water, you know, that kind of thing, that I do really like and that benefit me a lot. But I think also sometimes our obsession with constantly being productive, even during periods of rest, is not a good thing. And I think just in general, our obsession with self-improvement is also not always a good thing. Because I will speak from my personal experience, but also, like, this is just, like, true for a lot of people. But, like, from my personal experience, there was a time last year where I was just, like, constantly trying to better myself. You know what I mean? Like, everything I did was either like, it was always something to push me forward and, like, keep my mind going. Like, I would go for walks and I would make sure I hit 10,000 steps every day, or I would try to. And I would, like, always be listening to a podcast about something or listening to an audiobook, and I was trying to read every day. And the books that I would read were always nonfiction, like learning about historical events or things that are happening currently. And it was kind of like everything that I was doing was always in the effort to learn more and be able to do more and maximize productivity. So I'd listen to things on, like, double speed or, like, 1.7 speed, whatever it is, on Audible, just so that I could, like, get through them faster and, like, get as much information as possible. And I hit a point where it was just like, this is not even good for me. And then, like, my ex, who I was with at the time, and also my my therapist were like, we need to, like, schedule fun for you. Like, you needed to have 30 minutes a day to just have fun. And I was like, oh my god, you know it's not good when your therapist is like, oh, we need to, like, schedule fun in your day. Because I just did not know how to have fun. Like, and I would have fun in the stuff that I was doing. I would have fun, like, talking to my friends, and because I am someone where the idea of fun to me is not going to a party. It is not, like, okay, do you guys remember that meme that was just like, I'm the type of girl who stays in on a Friday night, like, hair in a messy bun, no makeup on, like, that, but unironically, like, I do not want to see anyone. I don't want anyone to be talking to me. I don't want, like, any of that. Like, my idea of fun genuinely is me being alone with some animals, like, reading a book. And you know what, that's fine. But, like, there was a time where, like, everything I did was in an effort to improve myself. And I think as a culture, we are very obsessed with that idea. You know what I mean? Like all these things that we're taught to do to make ourselves better, whether it's like following a certain diet, losing weight, caring about health and fitness, caring about wellness, whatever that means, because the wellness industry is basically the same as the diet. Sorry, my dog was Mabel. There might be a deer outside or something. We'll see. But yeah, like everything we're taught to do is in the pursuit of like doing better, and I don't feel like we put enough emphasis on like if those things are actually making us feel better, or if they just like fit in the category of things that we see as better, but really in the pursuit of them we're tearing ourselves apart. Because that's something that I have definitely done time and time again, whether it's trying to learn as much as possible or trying to get the perfect grades or trying I mean, come on, like, you can't not be obsessed. And she's just so sweet. Oh my god. She has the, like, her body is shaped like a little football. Like, oh my god, her. Anyway. I don't even remember what. Oh, yeah. Whether it was, like, trying to get the perfect grades, trying to have the perfect body, trying to be, like. You know, it's like. I'm someone who definitely overworks in some ways, and I've gotten a lot better at not doing that, but I feel like we put so much emphasis on like what we do, or like there's a moral value that we gain from doing certain things, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in the sense of like opening a door for someone, helping someone carry their groceries. I mean, like, you're seen as better or morally better if you're like following a diet because you have discipline, or like, you know, reading every day because like you have like goals and ambition and you stick to it. But a lot of the things that we put into that category are not actually good for us. You know what I mean? Like, maybe working out 7 days a week is good for some people. For most people, that's way too much. And I think a lot of people who are like, it's important to exercise 30 minutes every single day, like, not always. Like, sometimes you need a freaking break, and sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is not exercise. Like, I don't exercise really at all, and I know that when I get into the habit of doing it, it's very easy for it to become obsessive, and that's not good for me anymore. And so I think when we have these like casting a wide like butterfly net, but like not butterflies in the sense of butterflies, but like jellyfish, like SpongeBob is basically what I'm trying to say. But like, when we have these categories of things that are good or things that are healthy or things that are for self-improvement, so often I feel like we do them just because we feel like we're supposed to, or because we want that label of good, or we want people to see us as morally good, even though those things actually have no inherent moral value. You know what I mean? Like, is it morally better to have a super busy day than it is to be in your bed all day? No. Like, there's no objective law that says that. It's just that we have these ideas, and a lot of times our ideas around rest are still motivated by productivity, where I think a lot of us rationalize rest by being like, okay, I have to take a break because if I don't take a break, I'll burn out. So taking a break will be the thing that allows me to like come back even stronger and work even harder, and like it'll fuel me up for the next, like, you know, for the next period of like go. But really, like, rest is also, like, it doesn't have to have a purpose. It's kind of like when people are like, food is good because food is fuel, and, like, it powers you, and, like, you can't work out if, like, you don't have enough fuel in you. It's like, okay, yes, maybe that is true, but at the same time, like, food can also just be food. Like, it doesn't have to be fuel. It doesn't have to, like, serve some purpose that still ties into productivity culture in order for it to be good. You know what I mean? And I think when we think about this time of year, you know, you're gonna get a lot of that messaging after the new year, or like right during the new year, about like, oh, you had your period of rest, now you need to like burn it all off, now you need to like do this diet, now you need to join this gym, now you need to like do this to get rid of all the weight you gained during this period. And so it's like, we're not even allowed to enjoy doing nothing without the looming threat of having to do something. And often that something is to compensate for having this period of doing nothing. And I think, like, this is a completely other topic, but in this time of year, like, it can be super hard for people who have mental health issues, or for people who suffer from OCD, anxiety, depression, any mental health condition. And it's also very hard for people who have eating disorders and body image issues, or suffer from disordered eating, any of that. And I feel like we really need to learn how to give ourselves compassion and let ourselves rest, let ourselves move less and eat more at the same time, because that's something that used to be like super provocative for me, is like, oh, I can't be eating more and then not also exercising more. But really, like, your body knows what it needs, and that doesn't just go for food. It doesn't just go for like drinking, like water. It doesn't just go for those things. It goes for everything. And sometimes what your body is asking for and what it needs is like a day in bed, a day to do nothing, or however long you need to just like not do stuff. And I feel like we put this emphasis on like self-care, but oftentimes the motivation for that self-care is still rooted in capitalist values. Like, what am I even, I did not plan to talk about this, like I just, anyway, but it's like still rooted in those beliefs that like we need to constantly be like taking care of ourselves so that we can work harder, so that we can produce more, so that we can put out more of whatever it is that we do, and so that we can like do more for other people. And yes, that is true. Taking rest periods will help, and that's not like a bad thing. But I think we also should be allowed to just like do things simply to do them without like some other motive. You know what I mean? Like, rest because you need rest. Eat whatever you want because that's what you want. Like, don't exercise or do exercise because that is what you want to do. Like, I just think that when we have these universal ideas about like what is good and what isn't, and when we assign moral value to things that don't actually inherently mean anything about a person, because you could exercise 7 days a week, drink a ton of water, eat super clean, like do all this stuff and still be an awful person. Guess what? A lot of people who are big figures in the diet industry are exactly that. But since they check all these boxes of what we see as morally good, we're like, oh, they're like a morally good person. You know what I mean? And I just wish that like we would evaluate ourselves and other people based on things other than like what they produce. So with that, I hope that you are able to like glean something from this. I guess there's not really any, like, the issue with my YouTube channel is it's just like my soapbox. Like, I get on here, talk, end it. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? But like, I don't know. I do think there's a lot to be said about this topic. So if you have any thoughts on it, please comment them below and we can have a little discussion about it. And again, I think there's nothing wrong with, like, if you love doing those activities, do those activities. I do. I love to journal, love going outside, love reading, and I love podcasts. But like, those are things that I love to do. You know what I mean? And I also love like eating a whole pie. I also love like not doing anything. I also love like sometimes being like having 12 hours on my screen time. Like, it's all, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean. I guess that's what I have for you today. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, oh my god, every time I'm about to be like, if you did, like it and subscribe and whatever, I'm like, okay, who are we? Is this who we are? Is this what we stand for? And it's like, no. Anyway, so that is all I have for you, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna give you one last little hurrah. Oh my goodness, isn't she just perfect? And look at her collar, it has little monsters on it. Oh my goodness. She's so cute.